They took their product to a web-based product, and in some instances it worked, and in some instances it didn't. I will tell you that newspapers still are a viable source of content and marketing and advertising. However, it doesn't have the same impact as it used to have. Raycom just actually bought some newspapers, and initially people were going, "Oh my God, what are you thinking?" But these are small market newspapers that have a niche market, and in most cases were very, very profitable. So it was a worthwhile investment for us. Gone are the days also of 3 major networks. This is what I had when I started, and it was a lot easier. David Wood would know as well that just to sell 3 against 2 other networks, it was a pretty easy deal. And then, of course, they added Fox. And David is happy because they added Fox, because, of course, that's what he has. And it was a unique and different approach. It wasn't a full schedule that a network would provide in terms of programming. However, it gave a local broadcaster an opportunity to either add news or local content. And so it was kind of the beginning of I think, the wave of the future.
Wow.
Oh, so, all right, so you're just going to have to bear with me. So then we added all of the different cable opportunities that are out there. Now what's interesting, on average, the normal consumer will watch anywhere between 7 and 15 networks, or channels, so to speak. Of that, 4 of the major networks, ABC, CBS, Fox, and CBS, are what they typically watch. You may have 700 opportunities, but you're only going to tune in to about 15 on a regular basis. Of course, Dish entered into the market along with DirecTV, so you had satellite providers. And then you had over the top. This is terrible because none of this stuff is showing up. So we have an opportunity to stream our product online without going through your traditional television set. And you can pick up our signal either on Roku or Amazon Fire. And it's just another opportunity for you can cord cut from your cable company, and you can go and receive programming in addition to ours on Roku and Amazon through OTT. These are the devices that we are now accustomed to. It used to be just one screen, now it's multiple screens. And here's an interesting stat. 91% surf the internet with another screen while they're watching local news on TV. 37% always use at least one screen. Let's be honest, people. When we're sitting down watching TV, for those of you that still watch TV, you either have your cell phone in your hand, or you have your iPad, or your phone. So all of this information and content is coming at you in all these different ways, and we, as in our industry, have to make sure that we get that content to you on all different levels. For every human on Earth, there are 1.6 million ants. This is a point to ponder. Oh, okay. And okay, so if this thing actually worked, you would know that that is the same total, the total weight is the same about all the humans that are on Earth. So this actually probably works better if you want to go to that. So go. Oh, is that me? Okay. So now we're on to social media. Benefits for WSFA. Social media reaches people immediately. That's what its benefit is for. No longer, there used to be a day that we would sit there and wait to release a story because for the 5 or 6 o'clock news. That doesn't happen anymore. If we don't get the news out immediately, and we do that via social, then we've missed the game and we're going to lose. Because my competitors are definitely going to do that. Social media is viral. If there's a story of interest, it is shared and shared and shared and shared and shared. Social media reaches millennials. Okay, millennials, that's one strange group of people. I've got 2 of them, and they don't do what we used to do. They don't watch television like we used to watch television. It's a different approach. It's how they act. And it's our job to figure that out to make sure that we get the content to them. Social media drives people to big stories on traditional television. So when we launch a story on social media, 9 times out of 10, people are going to go to the big screen TV to get all the details and all the facts, especially during weather. This is an interesting point. There's a group called ShareRocket, and it's a social media ranking firm. Last July, we're the 123rd market in the country, Montgomery is, and we had the top performing social activity on our Facebook page of any other TV station in the country. I have no idea what happened during the month of July that would cause that to happen, but I will tell you this, that we have 240,000 plus Facebook fans. And for a market this size, that is truly remarkable. And what this says is that our viewers are engaged with us on Facebook. So a lot of people say, so Mark, how do you make money at a television station? Well, if the screen worked right, these pop up separately, but so there's no surprise. But digital advertising. Not only do we have our own website, but we also have the opportunity to sell digital products to reach audiences across the country, here locally. Political. God, do I love political advertising. Because these people spend a ton of money, and it really does help the bottom line. And this year, there's obviously some huge races, and all candidates need to spend a lot of money. Retrans. So a while ago, it was decided that we as broadcasters, we send our signal out. And if you had a cable company and you were contracted with them, you would get WSFA through your cable company. They were charging you for that. Well, it was determined that if they can charge you for our signal, shouldn't we get some of that money? And it was determined that we could. And so now it's up to us and the cable providers to negotiate to make sure that we're being compensated fairly for the product that we provide. 30 to 40% of what people watch in a community is typically going to be your local broadcaster, and yet we got such a small portion. So when you see those little things that crawl across the screen that say you may be losing WSFA because DirecTV, and that's why. And so we're in the negotiation process. 9 times out of 10, we get to the point where we reach an agreement. Sometimes we don't, which is bad. And then of course we have Diginet. This is an opportunity. We have 12.1, which is WSFA, and we're able to, on the same digital bandwidth, go ahead and add additional networks. And we've opted to do that with Bounce. Bounce caters to an African-American audience. We are able to insert our commercials on that, and it's just one more opportunity that we can get a marketing message out to the clients that our customers need. Broadcast advertising, that's just your typical commercial. The key is that we put together a marketing plan that addresses the needs of our clients to make sure that we have the right programming and that we're directing the message to the right people. Tower rental. We have a big tower, and we have the opportunity and the ability to put some antennas on our tower and charge people to do that. So that's some additional revenue stream for us. And then production. We produce, not only to produce 30-second commercials, we produce digital advertising, and we also produce long-form commercials. We can pretty much produce anything. For the longest time, we've produced the State of the State address for the governor. Every year, the governor does the State of the State, and WSFA produces that. Here's a point to ponder. April 15th is not really a great day. On this day, you have U.S. Tax Day, the Titanic sank on that day, and Abraham Lincoln was shot on that day. And this day is informally known as National That Sucks Day. So, just thought I'd share that with you. All right, so fake news. So fake news was